welcome back. Fill you in a little bit. I've been working on another pulley here for D's, and this one's pretty much so perfect. I'm getting a lot better at press fits, holding 10th inch tolerances, so it's coming along. For this video though, I do show a couple of tips or tricks, things that I do in the shop. But the rest of it is more sharing things that I bought, testing them and thinking, you know, hey, these are great products. So just sharing things that I think should be shared, you know, for what it's worth. Same way, you know, I show pressure regulators from China and this and that. So this is again just my experiences and some of the products I've found, played with, and I think they're good. See you next time. Alright, don't know how well the lighting is. I can turn this on off. A big truck would go by, sparklets. Okay, first item up is this stuff. So I hope you can see it and read it. Amazon. Yes, it's for mag wheels, aluminum to polish. But it's a little white paste, used a microfiber. It cleaned the heck out of this surface and this surface. I mean, there was all kinds of stains in here from cutting fluids and whatnot, and it looks pretty darn good. The other thing I did was the face of the chuck. There was a lot of brown and old looking stuff on it. So again, microfiber. I did the face and the outside. Sucker looks very close to being brand new. It's a little brown still sitting here and here. I didn't want to do it a whole lot because I didn't want to damage the logo, the writing that's on there. But the two spots that I really worked, and I wouldn't say really worked, but worked, look brand new. There's not a mark on them. So that's this stuff, right? Mother's Mag. This one was like 10 bucks. This is 10 ounce. They have a 5 ounce for $5 if you want to try it. I'm probably going to try it on a bunch of other things. But second up is this stuff is supposed to be removing scratches. This too, I think this was $8 or $9 on Amazon. Meguiar's has always been good stuff. And I think they use it mainly on headlights. But a lot of times, you've seen it too. Swarf gets caught on the chuck, it's swirling around, it scratches the heck out of the plastic. So it did remove a lot of the scratches. I did the inside with it, microfiber again, and the outside, both lathes. It cleaned them up pretty good. I have a feeling it probably depends on what kind of plastic it is too. Because the inside face shield or protective piece in the welding helmet, I pulled it out, tried that stuff on it, didn't do a thing. And I know those are pretty light scratches that are in it. This guy though must be a different kind of plastic because it got rid of most of the scratches. I know a lot of them are really deep because boy, you get a ton of swarf in here spinning around that close. It's got to be just cutting the heck out of it. So that's kind of my first tip. You know, this good stuff. If you guys want to see it again, didn't try it on anything else, but I will be experimenting with it over time. Pretty interesting stuff. Not sure if you can really see that clearly, the light or whatever, but next is just this guy. Simple Pledge lemon oil or whatever. I was told about this on some other YouTube video. Tried it on my headlight and it did something. The thing is now crystal clear, shiny, like 100% brand new. So I started thinking, yeah, at 60, 70 miles an hour, even dust particles must be doing something to the, you know, they're all plastic nowadays. I did try it on the outside also of the welding helmet, the outside plastic face piece. It took away every single mark there was. It looks like it's brand new. I just bought it. So pledge, very cheap. Yeah, always Amazon, you know. I forgot what it cost. It couldn't have been more than $10 or whatever for the bottle. And if you don't like it, use it on your furniture. So it works. I love that little trick. This one is something very simple that I do all the time. Suppose you just finished threading something, either be it with the change gears and the lathe or a threading die. It never fails. There's always cutting fluid deep down in the threads. And you can't get it out with a paper towel because it just doesn't go deep enough. So I use this. This is just 100% cotton, very thin little string, and hopefully your lathe goes in reverse. But you just take the string and you put it on there and walk it right off. There it goes. So if there's dirt, this is a pretty clean screw. So be careful how you hold this too, because if somehow it snags and pulls on it, it could wind up, cutting your fingers up like swarf. So like I said, I do that all the time. Works perfectly. Gets all the garbage out of the screw threads. Looks beautiful when I'm done. I'm ready to put it in service. A number of people, bring this camera up a little bit, have asked me, emailed me, how do you get these ridiculously gorgeous finishes on your aluminum parts? That one's pretty easy. If you go on Amazon, Banggood, there are inserts. Search for your insert number or whatever, size 2151 for aluminum. These guys, I'm not sure if you can see, and I have packs of these things. They are high polished and with a very deep rake. So these are made specifically for aluminum. And like I said, I'll go on Banggood, see if they have them in stock, what the price is. Usually I pay like $8 to $10 for a pack of 10. I also have them for my shell mills. Here they are, round. Hey, if I can get it open. Specifically for aluminum. Not sure if you guys can see what they look like. I can angle it a bit. So if I'm going to do aluminum, I'll use these. If I'm going to do steel, I'll use just the regular carbides. I even have these for aluminum. They work beautifully. You can see they're like chrome, boy. They really shine and a half. So that's kind of the secret. And sometimes Amazon has them in stock at a ridiculous price, you know, like $1 a piece or something. Sometimes Banggood has them. Sometimes both are out because everybody's buying them up. So that's how I get my nice finishes on aluminum. Plus there's feed rates and things like that. Well, this is face, so that's just freehand turning it. The other outside stuff, I haven't done this one yet, is the change gears on the slowest type gear ratios for the slowest travel. The first mill, I have a stepper on it and I'm running it at any speed that I want. Alright, more tips and tricks here. How to use an inside micrometer. And it is not easy because everything is backwards. In other words, when you turn this way, the gap is getting smaller. The numbers are going down. When you turn an inside micrometer this way, the gap is getting bigger. The numbers are getting bigger. So, for instance, where's the 0? That's 700 thousandths. Turn it clockwise. It should be getting smaller, but it's not. There's 800 thousandths. So this locks the movement. So there's your lock. There's the lock on this guy. So what I wind up doing is I've got this guy and I want to measure the hole. So I'll drop it down in there. And this is what's difficult because of this weight. You can't accurately feel things. So there, I'm pretty much so on the dimension. I'll lock it, I'll pull it out, and because this thing's so hard to read, I usually put a caliper on it to get a ballpark of where it is, trying to read this, because it's somewhere it's just under 800 thousandths. It's actually, I know that hole is 766. So what I'll do is, it's reading, it's just off of something. So let me put it on one of the tick marks here, line it up there, and lock it. Can I drop it in? Yes, pretty easily. So now, if I go clockwise, it's getting bigger. So I'll go up 1 thou. Oops. There. And there's 1 thou higher. You got to be careful holding this thing because it wants to move. Now, can it drop in? No. I cannot get it to drop in there. So it's, the size is somewhere between those two. I can take it down 1/2 thou. Alright, so this would be counterclockwise. That's 1/2 thou right there. Lock it. Can I drop it in? No. Yes, I can. I just can squeeze it in there. So that tells me exactly how big that hole is. Don't try to just, move it and then read it. Make sure you can drop it in, because again, this weight is a lot hanging out here. This particular one is a Fowler. Yeah, counterclockwise. Now it's getting smaller. So that's kind of the trick that I do. Is, you lock it, see if it fits, move it a little bit, see if you can still drop it in the hole. That way you'll accurately measure what that hole is. Just a little tip and trick here. Alright, I just wanted to talk about this for a minute here. It should help somebody out, especially if you're thinking about getting into welding. There's 2 types of flow or pressure regulators on the market. The one that you're looking at is the one type. The other one has a vertical plastic column with a ball bearing in it and 1 gauge on it, which is the tank pressure. Now, I've gone through some 6 of that type from Amazon, be it they were $40 to $50, all from China, but they all went back for various reasons. One of them, the pressure gauge for the tank was 200 psi too low, from what I know is in the tank. Couple of them, the flow rate was way off. I start to weld with it, and the weld looks terrible, and it's contaminated, so I go and check the flow rate with my known test thing at the nozzle, and sure enough, it's rather than 20 cubic feet per hour, it's at 10, so those went back. Almost, I don't think all of them, but a number of them also didn't hold pressure. You would turn the valve off at the tank, and within 5 minutes, or not both, but the tank gauge was at 0. So that's, no. The other thing, it's from China. It says on the box, made in China or whatever, but I've gotten good things from China. Not these, though. These were all junk. Now, also, a lot of YouTube welders, the professional guys that do it for a living and then shoot this stuff on the side to teach, I'll say if you want that type, you have to be over $100, and I'm not about to spend that much money for one. But yeah, it's made in China, and it's got a sticker on it that says pass, and I'm going, wait a minute. If you actually checked this thing or tested it, there would be a mark on the CGA connector where it was screwed to something, like a tank or something like that. None of them had a mark on them. So to me, they were just visually inspected. They weren't functionally tested at all. So on to this type right here. I like this type a lot. The first one that I received came with the titanium welder, which you can kind of see to the left. Flow rate was good. Yeah, you can see this one's too still holding pressure. This is over a week. The left side, the needle is not on 0. But okay, the first one came with the titanium. It's exactly what you're looking at, and it holds pressure. The flow rate's right. I love it. It's great. So I tried to find another one, which is the one that you're looking at, and it's made in the USA, and you can easily tell if it's from China. The outside of the gauge, especially the one on the right that you're looking at, if it's from China, the PSI is on the inside of the dial. If it's made in the United States, like this one, the PSI is on the outside of the dial. Same way on the left, cubic feet per hour is on the outside of the dial. I found this one on eBay, was a total wreck. I had a hard time trying to get the varnish off of it to get it a nice finish and it looking good. But this one too, you know, like I said, you can see, looks like the tank gauge looks like it's at 0, but there's still pressure on the left side, which is the flow rate, which is the pressure in the line to the Everlast. This one is for TIG. This is an argon tank. But also be aware of the black knob. I had accidentally dropped this one, unscrewing it. Broke the knob right off because the brass screw on the inside is hollow. Now, why you would drill out the middle of a brass screw, I have no idea. But I used JB Weld, put it back together. The whole thing is working. The knob seems to be solid on it. So if you're getting into welding, I would say go for this type of flow rate or pressure regulator, whatever you want to call it. You know, 2 out of 2 are perfect. So they have them all over Amazon, but again, they're China. So I haven't bought one of these from China. So these two, the one that's on the titanium and this one, did have a mark on the CGA fitting telling me that it was actually connected to something and pressure tested for everything. So flow rate's right, the tank pressure reads right. I'm very happy with it. So I hope this helps somebody out. One last thing I want to share. Yeah, I'm in Harbor Freight, absolutely new to welding, green, don't know anything at all. Looking on the shelf, and there's some really thick gloves they had. Like, no, I don't like those. So these were nice. I really like these. Large. And I've been using this for everything, but turns out, you find out that these are for TIG only. And I've used them for stick, flux core, MIG, and TIG. And this is my second set. I wore the first ones out. Now this is my third set, because I keep wearing them out. But they're soft, they're good. And they say, no, you cannot use these for MIG, you're going to get burned. Well, On Fire Welding, another YouTube channel, the guy is a professional and he's always welding up huge stuff, and he does MIG. And he wears these gloves. So, and I guess this is split rawhide, cowhide, and these are goat skin. But I like them. Strange thing. I've seen them on a lot of other people, you know, for $13. Come on. You can't go wrong, but they do get dirty. Like I said, the third set. The second set I just retired. These were backups I had in a drawer that I had bought a while ago before their prices go up. Kind of strange stitching and stuff on the thumb and index finger. But I saw another YouTube channel saying, you know, the goat skin, no, try, get these. Deer skin. Whoa, what a big difference. These things are super thin. I mean, I can pick up something pretty hot with these without a problem. These are so thin, I would not touch anything even warm. But boy, they are nice. Large also. Came off of Amazon. I think they were $16, $17. They weren't shipped from Amazon or sold by them, so I had to wait forever for them to come via postal service. Wow, these are incredibly soft. This part is the same as these, so same hardness, thinness, flexible, whatever you want to call it. But these will be interesting because you can really feel everything with these guys. So I just wanted to share that. Yeah, it's TIG only, right? Deerskin split, unlined for a great feel. TIG Welding Gloves Premium. Tillman. So, I forgot who on the YouTube I saw that recommended these for TIG, but wow, they are nice. So, I'm probably will. I'm going to use these. You know, you buy them, you use them. Just wanted to share that last little bit. Yeah, I know the lighting's pretty bad, but okay. I just thought I'd share this with you for what it's worth. I showed this in a previous video years ago, how I measure rotational center. Basically, I'll stick anything in the chuck, turn it. That way I know the circumference, the radius, or whatever is with respect to rotational center. It's perfect. So I'll put, you need the 2-inch indicator, and this guy, you know, I put my gauge blocks under there. Lucky, this guy's spot on. But, okay, so I zero it out so I know this is the 0 point. I can walk it over, raise it up, and put it where I turned it. And then I look at the reading. Caliper this guy, the diameter, cut it in half so that you have the radius. Subtract the difference between this and that number, and bingo, you know exactly to 1,000th where rotational center is. And I decided to recheck it here because things do change over the years, sure. And I said before, all my tools are set at 0.644. It's moved, it's now 0.647, which means I was low. So when I made that 40-degree grooving tool to make your pulley, that's why I had chatter. I was 3/1000ths too low. That's how critical this is. So now I got to reset all my tools, all my cutters, to 0.647 rather than 4.